The Ooni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi, has promised to donate 72 motorized modular fumigators to all the 36 states in the Federation to support government in containing spread of coronavirus. The Ooni of Ife gave the promise while speaking with journalists at his palace in Ile-Ife, where locally made fumigators and imported drones procured through his initiative to combat spread of coronavirus were displayed. The foremost monarch said the initiative was born out of the need for functional, innovative technology to effectively disinfect large areas in a short period towards combating the spread of COVID-19. The monarch advised government to be committed to disinfecting areas where food and other relief items are distributed, as he expressed concern over lack of adherence to social distancing rules in some areas. Oba Adeyeye said the exercise, which later took off from Ile-Ife, will be extended to all towns in the state, with a pledge to donate 2 fumigators to each of the 36 states of the Federation to support government's efforts in containing the disease. The foremost traditional ruler added that the locally made machinery will be of immense advantage to the nation in post-COVID-19, especially in the agriculture sector. He urged privileged individuals, organizations, and institutions to come out with initiatives to assist government in combating the virus.
From Ooni of Ife Global Initiative to basically look at a simple technology to convert liquid to fog. Because we look at this country of ours, Nigeria, the way and manner fumigation is being done, it has actually become a global mockery. What is being done in the Western world compared to what we are doing. To the glory of God, we came up with the solution of making it very functional, making it to be a modular initiative, and the fumigation is now airborne. You can see yourself that we can easily convert the liquid components into fog, so that it can easily become droplets. And the air can actually be fumigated, and it will drop to the land, and it will achieve dual purpose. We were very excited about it because we have looked throughout the corners of this country. We realized that that simple technology, we don't have it. We started thinking the art of war of Second World War, how Volkswagen came about by Germans, how Morris Minor came about by Italians, and eventually, when the war ended, these are products that was actually opened up to the entire world. This COVID-19 pandemic is not about money now. It's not all about the rich or the poor or the wealthy. If it is about that, you will use money to secure yourself. No, this thing it's in the air. It's a droplet in the air. It can happen to anybody. So we should all come out. We can see all the very highly influential, very highly placed Nigerians that are on their toes, moving all around through the initiative of COVID that has been set up by the government, running helter-skelter. They have mothered sleep in order to secure and protect the citizens of this country. We should all rise up and do great things in a very positive manner. On this note, I pulled all the youths together, maintained all the rules and regulations, and we started fabricating this. We have now decided to give it for free to all the 36 states of this country. And we will start from the state of Osun, then graduate it to every state that have that attack and this issue of COVID-19. We know that we need to move very fast. It's very important for us to do effective fumigation. We know that it is important too because of hunger. The Kakovic team, they're doing their very best. Individuals are doing every day in this palace. We share food items to the community and to the wider community as a whole. I am a member of the COVID-19 relief team set up by the government of Osun State. Looking beyond it, we need to now be patriotic, and we need to all start to think outside the box. You can see the military of this country manufacturing things, mobile ventilators. Let everybody come up and come out with a lot of initiatives that we all have. To all join forces. This is not the time for all of us to condemn one another. Anything that anybody think you have that will better and support government, we should all come out. And that's the reason why, from House of Oduduwa, I am leading that team. And I will ensure that we take it to every state of this country. We are very delighted that the COVID team, they already have a logistics in place to reach out to the entire 774 local governments of this country. We will piggyback on that strength. We will stretch our hands of fellowship to work with them in terms of our own contribution, how it can reach to all the nooks and crannies of this country. And this fumigation should be a continuous effort. It is not a one-off that the way it's been done. Anytime we're even sharing food, we're trying to work out for people not to be hungry. People tend to be rushing. We should be fumigating those gatherings from time to time. We know that we are rushing for everybody not to die of hunger. But in the process of not dying of hunger, we need to be careful. It is very important to disinfect every environment that has potential gathering. And that's the reason why we rapidly came up with this initiative. And we are giving it out to every state as our contribution. We will give 2 sets per state. We are working on trying to bring the cost down because it's locally fabricated. We will still work with a lot of engineering companies. Thank God we have Obafemi Awolowo University here and so many universities, how to bring down the costs, because we realize the importance of this technology, of the fumigator we have done, even post-COVID-19. It is very good in farming implements to do spraying and sprinkling of very large expanse of farmland. For Nigerian youths, we can easily use it, we can easily assemble it and use it to even take away a lot of insects and a lot of environmentally polluted things that might affect farmlands. Another good thing of this initiative is it is majorly anti-dust. We know the problem of dust in our environment, especially during dry season. We have come up with a technology of converting liquid to fog. And anywhere that you can spread fog around, it would definitely neutralize dust. Dust is not even very good for our health. It's very hazardous to our health. It's a multifunctional equipment that going forward, can empower a lot of youth in this country in terms of environmental upgrade, in terms of environmental finance for our country. On this note, today we have tested it industrially. We're satisfied. We have brought in a lot of technical people on board to check, and we're very satisfied that it is indeed 100% locally fabricated fumigator, a modular fumigator that will be useful to every corner in this country. This is our own contribution, and in our own little way, we will continue to do our best. So I'm imploring all Nigerians, it's all about your wealth this time around. Rich, poor, let us unify, come together, and chase this common enemy of COVID-19 out of our system.
Area fumigated after testing and certifying the equipment include the Ooni's Palace, Sabo, among others, within Ile-Ife metropolis.
What it actually takes to put this motorized fumigator together was actually looking inwards. As a matter of fact, we are all taken by surprise by the recent ravaging of the coronavirus epidemic around the world, and the need to look inwards actually came upon us all of a sudden, because by now we should be thinking of importing fumigators and a lot of other things from outside the country. But unfortunately, the epidemic is so peculiar that we have been cut away from the rest of the world in some certain stands, and we stand to actually look at what we are able to put together to actually save ourselves in this present moment. So instead of us looking at international donors and international help, we actually put ourselves together as a team of youths within the palace, with the encouragement of His Imperial Majesty, to actually rise up to the challenge of actually fumigating and combating the epidemic in our own little way. That was why we came about this project of locally fabricating this fumigator. And actually the fumigator is so peculiar in such a way that it has never been used in Nigeria before, because it's actually been motorized. It's a cabin put together with two different pressure units that actually generate fog out of fumigating content, and it's actually used for a wide range of coverage. It covers about 30 to 40 feet radius as it moves at the back of the truck, and it's 100% safe because its operation is limited in such a way of contact with human being, because what you have to do is input your content onto the cabin, the tank on the truck, and you just operate. Then the driver can roll up and start the fumigation of the targeted areas. So in such a way, we have been able to actually industrialize and cut down the earth hazard of people trying to fumigate our environment. And what I'm very happy with, and what is very, very important here, is it's 100% locally fabricated and put together here within the palace. At the initial stage, we started with a longer day because we have to perfect the vibrations, the pressures, and we have to be very peculiar and very meticulous about the calculation of some particular components of the machine. So initially it took us about 5 days, but as time goes by, we cut it down to 2. So as time goes on, if we get some more of people to actually work on this project, we can cut it down to 1 or even 3 or 4 per day. Then what is actually very important now is we are working on several other cabins now. Presently we have 5. Now we're working on another set of 10 that we're working on presently. Yeah, definitely we're looking beyond COVID-19 because, as you've said, it's a child of circumstance. But actually, the lesson is whatever we need in this whole wild world, or whatever we need to actually survive, is within us. So looking beyond COVID-19, this is actually a kind of motorized equipment which can be used for agricultural irrigation. It can be used for medical purposes. It can be used for several other things. And the mind behind it is actually very important. the notion behind the creation of the machine is actually the most important thing. It's actually born out of necessity. Like the Volkswagen was born out of necessity in the Second World War, and Morris Minor and several other companies. Because now we are looking at our locally manufactured products as part of income generating industry or company for us, and a kind of employment creation platform for us too, because we are engaging youth. We started with like 5 people, then we're having, at the present moment, we're having about 20 to 30 people working on this project.
As we're all aware, COVID-19 is something that is global, is a global pandemic that is causing a lot of havoc. And through KBS's inspirational leadership, he has come up with this concept where our locally fabricated fumigator partners with our drone to help fumigate the state. This is the launch of it, and we are happy to partner with the palace in this regards. Now, the drone is such that it covers more distance than the manual fumigating techniques that we see being done. And it covers more ground, and it's also safer because the operator can be at a distance, and hence the chemicals that is used does not affect the person. So, like I said, as a company, we were glad to partner with KBSC on this, and I believe it is something that we're going to take forward, not just with KBSC's initiative, but also with the state. This is part of KBSC's CSR, and we are happy to partner with KBSC in that regards. You've been told, we are technical partners with KBSC, and we're happy to donate our time as well and resources on this initiative. So we'll work with each state to schedule the time, but yes, we have resources to deploy to the states, and we are also bringing in more resources to support this initiative.
Ayewole, ABN TV News, Osun State, Nigeria.